sure you pussy ass take us, y'all gotta take us together. With my baby, I love him. I love him so much.
He just said, like, sister, I feel like I'm finna. So I was like, you know, girl, whatever, you know, brushed it off or whatever, you know, not thinking that's really how she was feeling. Like, I guess she was feeling her death.
Those words, spoken just 3 days before her death, would be the last warning Deshai Stevenson ever gave. This is Deshai Stevenson, a 35-year-old mother, entrepreneur, and the sole caregiver to her paralyzed mother in Dallas, Texas. On October 25, 2023, police found her body dumped on the side of Murdoch Road, shot point blank in the chest. The man responsible was her own husband, the same man she had waited 5 years for while he sat in prison, and greeted on his release day with $10,000 in cash and an elaborate celebration. But before we get to how this woman ended up discarded like trash near a cemetery by the man she gave everything to, let me take you back to where their paths crossed and walk you through every red flag that could have saved her life. Deshai LaFaye Stevenson was born on November 16, 1988 in Dallas, Texas.
Okay. Oh, look.
From an early age, she was driven. She was competitive. Deshai ran track, played soccer, played basketball, and excelled at all of them. Her family described her as the life of the party, someone whose energy filled every room she walked into. When Deshai showed up, you knew it.
She was outgoing. She was outspoken. Very energetic. She gonna tell you how she feel. You know what I'm saying? She not gonna keep no secrets from you.
She graduated from H. Grady Spruce High School in Dallas, and instead of taking the traditional college route, she went straight into the workforce. Deshai held various jobs, learning and grinding, until she finally built something of her own. In 2021, she launched Shea Moan 3 Purses and More LLC, a boutique on Malcolm X Boulevard in Dallas, specializing in purses and accessories. She ran flash sales, promoted her products on social media, and built a loyal customer base.
This is my favorite. Wait. This one. That's it. No, hold on. This.
On top of that, she worked as a tax preparer during tax season because one income stream was never enough for Deshai. But her business was not even the most important thing in her life. That title belonged to her family. Her mother, Jeanette Stevenson, had suffered a debilitating stroke that left her partially paralyzed. Deshai became her primary caregiver and handled everything. On top of that, she was raising her 16-year-old daughter, Jemiah, as a single mother. This woman was not just surviving, she was carrying an entire family on her back while building a business at the same time.
My cousin, she had a load, you know what I mean? Like, boys taking care of my aunt, you know, she paralyzed. She got one daughter that's in high school, graduating next year.
So when she met Michael Smith, she saw potential. She saw a man who, despite his circumstances, could be something if someone just believed in him. And Deshai believed in everyone she loved. That was both her greatest strength and ultimately what got her killed. Michael Smith was approximately 39 years old at the time of the murder, with a criminal history that should have been a warning sign from the start. Around 2016, he was convicted on drug-related charges, primarily possession with possible intent to distribute. The conviction landed him in a Texas state prison with a sentence of roughly 5 years. Now, here is where Deshai's loyalty became her downfall. Most women would have walked away or said, you know what, I have a child, I have a sick mother, I have a business to build. I do not have time to wait on a man behind bars. But not Deshai, because she waited. For 5 years, she visited him regularly, sent him money, wrote him letters, and kept him motivated. She held him down when he had nothing to offer her in return.
Even if you go on her Facebook, just like her showing how much she loved her husband.
She did.
And then to hear that, you know, he's the one responsible for this.
She stayed down. Like, the whole time he was incarcerated, she stayed down. She took on all the responsibility by herself. You know, even when he came, like everything was mapped out. She had everything planned for them. She waited for that day to marry him.
When he was finally released in May of 2021, Deshai went all out. She booked a hotel room and organized an elaborate surprise celebration.
You going library?
Yes,
Hold up.
yeah, that got my nigga. I think you started to play it. Yeah, my nigga. Period. Big Ray, my shit. I think I might need a bunch. It's what they do right now, right? Ain't no so heavy, my hand to crying and everything. You come out here, this man, him not crying. Like you get this phone, you cry, like you ride, you ride. I've got a long way down the place, right?
And then she handed him $10,000 in cash as a gift to help him start fresh. And it did not stop there. Just days after his release, they got married in a small, intimate ceremony. Deshai planned and paid for the wedding. She had waited 5 years for this moment and was not going to let anything ruin it. But here is the first red flag that everyone seemed to miss. In the video footage from that release day, while Deshai was beaming with excitement and pouring out her love, Michael Smith looked detached and distant. He gave her a brief, awkward hug and waited for her to open the car door for him. There was no matching energy or overwhelming gratitude, just a man accepting what he felt he was owed. And that dynamic would define their entire marriage. After the wedding, Michael Smith never got a job. He relied entirely on Deshai's income. She was his provider, his banker, and his safety net. But her generosity did not slow down. For his birthday, she gifted him another $10,000 in cash, hidden inside a Bible that functioned as a lockbox. She also gave him a brand new diamond ring. She funded a vacation to Jamaica and paid for his dental work. Word on the street was that she purchased a house for them.
Happy birthday, baby. Here you go. I got you a Bible for your birthday, baby. You gotta keep God first, baby. Read John 3:16. Open the Bible. A new ring, baby, and I got you 10,000, but I couldn't put 10,000 in there. Show everybody like your ring. Ooh, look at you. Yes. Let me see, baby. Ooh, look at my. Here, baby. And I got it in there too. The rest of it in there, baby. You're welcome, baby.
This woman was treating him like a king while he brought nothing to the table. And instead of gratitude, what did she get in return? Jealousy. You see, behind closed doors, Michael Smith was not the sweet, quiet man he appeared to be in public. Family members described him as charming when others were around, but a monster when they were not. He grew increasingly jealous of Deshai's success. Her boutique was thriving, tax business was bringing in money, she had clients, customers, and a reputation in her community. That insecurity started showing up in their relationship. He began belittling her accomplishments. He became paranoid and accused her of things that made no sense. And then, to make matters worse, he started using drugs again, specifically PCP, also known as angel dust, a hallucinogenic drug that can cause severe mood swings and paranoia. His own father and mother smoked it, and now, instead of staying clean after his release, Michael Smith fell right back into the same cycle. Deshai noticed the changes. She confided in her daughter during late-night conversations about how he was treating them, but she was secretive with the rest of her family. Deshai did not want them to judge him or think poorly of the man she had chosen to marry, so she carried the burden alone, hoping things would get better.
We won't know like how deep it was or what all she was going through because she was very secretive. She just gonna tell you what she wants you to know.
Her sister, Jasmine, would later say that Deshai was considering divorce, but every time she got close to leaving, Michael would somehow make her feel better. He would apologize and say the right things, and she would stay, hoping that this time would be different. Remember, this was a woman who wanted her marriage to work more than anything. Her cousin explained that Deshai had always looked up to her aunt, who had been married for years. But here is the devastating irony. That same aunt had been a victim of domestic violence herself. She had lost her legs because of an abusive partner and had nearly died at the hands of someone she loved. And now, history was about to repeat itself in the most tragic way possible. In the weeks leading up to her death, Michael Smith's behavior became increasingly erratic. According to Deshai's sister, he was tripping out at a funeral. He tried to leave Deshai stranded at the event and started accusing her of trying to set him up, claiming that people on Facebook were out to get him. His paranoia had reached a breaking point. And then came the phone call that would haunt Jasmine for the rest of her life.
On October 21st, 2023, which happened to be Jasmine's birthday, Deshai called her sister. They laughed and joked. It felt like a normal conversation. And then, out of nowhere, Deshai said something that stopped Jasmine cold.
She called me, she wished me happy birthday. He was like, you know, normal, whatever. We was laughing, joking. And then she just said like, sister, I feel like I'm finna. So I was like, you know, girl, whatever, you know, brushed it off or whatever, you know, not thinking that's really how she was feeling. Like I guess she was feeling her death.
3 days later, Deshai Stevenson would be dead. On October 24th, 2023, everything fell apart. That afternoon, Deshai's daughter Jemiah tried to reach her mother. No answer. She called again. Still nothing. Hours passed, and Deshai never showed up to pick her up. This was completely out of character. Deshai never left her daughter stranded. She never left her paralyzed mother alone for extended periods.
You know what I'm saying? Like, she never leave my niece, no matter what. She never leave my mama, no matter what.
By midnight, Jemiah called her uncle, Deshai's brother Roper, in a panic.
So my niece ended up calling me like 12 midnight, literally like 12 midnight. My niece called me and said, Uncle, have you talked to my mama? Have you seen my mama? She haven't came pick me up.
Roper knew immediately that something was wrong. This was not like his sister. When Roper arrived at Michael Smith's spot in Pleasant Grove around 12:30 in the morning, what he encountered was deeply unsettling. He knocked on the door and the lights inside started flickering off. Nobody answered, and he knocked again. Finally, a smoker at the door told him something strange was going on inside. Eventually, someone opened up, and Roper found Michael Smith standing there in the dark with a gun strapped around him.
I see him get up off a little couch that's laying like in the little kitchen area. He get up with a gun strapped to his around him. So I'm like, hey, you know, I ain't talked to my sister. You ain't talked to her? Like, what's she at? He just dropped his head instantly. He like, man, I don't know, Roper, man, I don't know.
Michael Smith dropped his head and said he did not know where Deshai was. He told Roper that maybe they should go find her.
I'm thinking that they done had a fight. He probably done messed her face up. She didn't want me to see it. That's what I'm thinking.
What Roper did not know was that by the time he showed up at that apartment, Michael Smith had already killed his sister and dumped her body at a cemetery just 30 minutes earlier.
When I pulled up on you at like 12:30, 12:45, like midnight, you had took her body to the cemetery like 11 p.m.
The family spent the entire night searching for Deshai. They found her white Dodge Challenger parked at Pleasant Village Apartments, where Michael Smith's father lived. When they looked through the windows, they spotted a large handprint on the driver's side window. Her house keys were sitting in the passenger seat, and the car was positioned in a way that looked like someone was trying to hide it.
Her car was ditched in Pleasant Village. The way the car was set up, the way it was hid, I just felt it in my bones, like she was gone, but I just didn't want to see it. The thing about it is we called the laws that night, and they just kept saying it was nothing they can do. They knocked on the door, they did the flashlight, they was just saying it was nothing they can do.
Hours later, at approximately 7:20 in the morning on October 25th, Dallas police responded to a shooting call in the 1600 block of Murdoch Road near Lincoln Memorial Cemetery in southeast Dallas. Deshai Stevenson's body was found on the side of the road. She had been shot point blank in the chest, and one of her sandals was missing. The other would later be found in the trunk of Michael Smith's car, along with bloodstains and a bullet casing. The family rushed to the scene. Roper described what he saw.
Walk up, man, and I see my sister just laying. I just see a blue sheet over her, family crying. I don't want to hear none of that. I don't want to talk no more. I seen what I seen.
The pain was unbearable, and it was made even worse by what Roper had to do next. His girlfriend, Mookie, was 9 months pregnant and scheduled to deliver their baby at 10 that morning. Just hours after seeing his sister's body, Roper had to go to the hospital and watch his daughter being born.
I just seen my sister at her laying at the cemetery. And now I gotta go, I'm trying to see my baby being born.
In a heartbreaking twist, his daughter was born just 6 hours after Deshai was found. The baby looked like Deshai and weighed the same. They shared the same zodiac sign. It was as if part of Deshai had come back. Police moved quickly to apprehend Michael Smith. They tracked him first to a home off Creek Cove Drive and deployed SWAT, but he was not there. Shortly after, someone spotted him running from a gas station to a nearby barbershop. Officers arrived and arrested him without incident. When questioned, Smith claimed he was high on PCP at the time of the murder, so high that they had to take him to the hospital before booking him. But investigators dismissed that excuse because drugs do not create violent intent where none exists. They only amplify what is already inside. Michael Smith was charged with murder and held on a $1 million bond. The evidence against him was overwhelming. At trial, everything came to light. Surveillance footage from Pleasant Village apartments showed Deshai and Michael arriving separately that evening. She entered his vehicle, and there was a visible disturbance inside the car, and then they drove away. Police allege that during that argument, he shot her point blank and then drove 3 minutes to Murdoch Road, where he dumped her body on the roadside.
All of this is on video. Everything I'm saying is on video.
Michael claimed self-defense. He claimed Deshai hit him with a pistol and he had to protect himself.
Self-defense? You trying to say self-defense? Like she pistol whooped him. She pistol whooped you. How she pistol whooped you? You ain't got no scars on your head. You ain't bruised up. Somebody hit you with a pistol, man. Come on, man.
The jury did not buy it. His own lawyer unraveled him on the stand, pointing out that he shot his wife in his car, left her bleeding, drove past a fire station without stopping, and dumped her body near a cemetery.
You in the car and left her in the car. You didn't call the police. You didn't call the ambulance.
He asked them questions?
Yeah. You left at the apartments with her body in the car. You didn't stop. It's a fire station right across the street.
He's asking them questions?
This is what he asking them.
What? What?
This is what he asked them. After he was fighting for his self-defense.
He simply disposed of her and went back to his apartment. In August of 2025, Michael Smith was found guilty of murder and sentenced to 55 years in prison. The family has been left to pick up the pieces. Deshai's 16-year-old daughter now has to navigate life without the mother who was her best friend. Her paralyzed mother lost the only person who cared for her daily needs. Her brother Roper carries the weight of knowing he was at the killer's door just minutes after the murder, unknowingly face to face with the man who had just taken his sister's life.
Like, me not knowing, I'm not thinking that far. Like, he didn't think he killed my sister. I just feel like you know where she is. I feel like y'all done had a fight and you probably done messed her face up or something.
And the question that haunts all of them, why?
Why? You could have been up. You could have did anything else. So why did you take her from my knees? Like, I don't understand.
Jasmine, speaking directly to Michael Smith, asked the question millions of people wanted answered.
You could have took her legs, her fingers, anything. Like, why would you take my sister's life? You say you love my niece, bro. You can't love her. You took the only thing that she had.
This case is a devastating reminder of how domestic violence can hide behind closed doors. Deshai's family had already lost someone to domestic violence. Her aunt, the woman she looked up to more than anyone, lost her legs to an abusive partner. Now the cycle had claimed another victim.
My mama fought for hers and she'll never walk again. My cousin fought for hers and she gone.
Deshai Stevenson gave Michael Smith everything. She waited 5 years. She gave him $20,000 in cash. She bought him jewelry, vacations, and dental work. She married him, supported him, and built a life for them. And in return, he took her life because he could not handle the fact that she was more successful than him. The lesson here is painful but necessary. Love should never cost you your life. And if someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time.
Get away. Love is not that deep. Love is not that serious. Especially if you have kids, just get away, get out of the situation. I don't wish this on nobody.
Have you been in a similar situation before or know someone it happened to? Let me know in the comments section. Click on one of the cards on your screen to see more videos like this.